there. Welcome to Within Living's YouTube channel. My name is Lois, and I'm so happy that you're here. And I do thank you for coming. So here at Within Living, whether it's here on YouTube or on my blog at WithinLiving.com, my one-on-one coaching or my coaching courses, or any of my content you might find around the internet anywhere. All our conversations are going to be focused towards spirituality, but with a very specific focus on consciousness. And when I say consciousness, I'm talking about who many of us call God or the all or the source or the Christ. Some of us even call it the universe or I am. It doesn't matter what we call it, you see, because it is the consciousness of all existence. It is I, it is existence. And there's absolutely nothing that exists, have ever existed, or could ever exist that does not exist within and comes out from this one consciousness. So that's always going to be our focus. But in my conversations here, I want to take it a little bit beyond that and take it back to focusing on you. You and I in our spiritual awakening, and for us going back and identifying and coming into harmony with this consciousness in whom we are an integral part, and really harmonizing back to our true nature and divine self. What some of us call being your best self, right? Living your best life. It's coming back to your true identity, the true authentic nature of who you are in your divine self. I'm not talking so much about the body part, but I'm talking about your spirit, your source within. So all my conversations here are going to be thought-provoking to cause you to stop and think. I'm also going to always encourage you, go back within, right? Go back within and ask the questions. I'm not asking you to go within and ask the questions because I question anything that I say. I don't. Whatever I bring forth to you out of my own personal experience. They're my personal revealed truth. They are my convictions, right? I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm simply sharing with you what I have proved to be true. So I will provoke you, as I was provoked, to go back within and ask the questions. Because when you ask the questions, a couple of things are going on. First of all, you're learning to develop a relationship with your true God self, your true nature, your higher self, we call it, right? The true source of you. You're learning also to trust it. You're going to ask of it and you're going to trust it to reveal truth to you. And when you ask of it, it's always going to answer. You're always going to get an answer. And when the answer comes back to you, it's going to come back to you in a way that is absolutely unique to you, exactly, specifically where you are. And it will come to you from within you, from the depths of your being. And even though the mind will not necessarily be able to analyze it and dissect it and pick it apart, you will know that you know that you know that you know that you know that it is truth to you. It is not only truth, but it is truth to you. And that becomes life transforming to you. So this is why I bring my content to you this way, to provoke you to go within and release this power that is your true divine nature. So having said that, welcome to today's conversation. And in today's conversation, y'all know how I go, right? I'm not sure what we're going to be titling this one yet. But today I want to be talking to you about manifesting. Here we go. We're talking about manifesting. And I want to talk to you today about manifesting to help you to understand that manifesting is not exactly the same thing as setting an intention. It is not. It is not the same thing as saying, you know, I want to achieve a certain thing. Let's say I want to have X amount of dollars. And I give myself 3 years to have X amount of dollars. Or you give yourself 3 years to have X amount of dollars. And then you're going to set an agenda that you're able to work toward, to chip away at accumulating this X amount of dollars over these Y years. And then finally, boom, you have arrived there, right? Even though you may have some detours along the way, and you've achieved that out here somewhere. And along the way, you might even stop and say, well, you want to pray, or you want to ask the source of you, you want to ask the God presence of you to give you guidance, to give you instruction, to give you direction, to help you, maybe to remove some roadblocks for you. This is all fine. You're taking, quote, action, and you're working toward accomplishing this goal. When I speak to you guys about manifesting, and specifically deliberate, conscious, what I like to call conscious, deliberate manifesting, I'm bringing it to you from the standpoint of bypassing all of that, going directly to the thing, taking possession of it, and going back within you and knowing who you are within, giving your decree of the thing with the knowledge, with the conviction, with the understanding that it is already yours and it must become your experience. So that's what I want us to talk a little bit about today. So I want to start by just saying to you that now I feel that I have defined the difference of the two, right? When we are consciously, deliberately manifesting something, circumstances are totally and completely irrelevant. I don't care what they are. It does not matter what the physical appearance of something is. Doesn't matter in your life or the life of another body. They are totally and completely irrelevant. Because you see, when we have a desire to experience something, the desire that is beckoning us, it is not beckoning us from a place of lack, a place of saying we don't have it, so we're desperate for it. We're needy of it, and so we want to have it to fulfill this desire. That's not what where we're coming from when we're coming from conscious manifesting. When we're coming from conscious manifesting, from my perspective, we're coming from a state of being where we are in harmony or awareness, if you will, of our divine being, the divine presence within us. And when the desire is given to us, particularly, and I want to kind of focus this conversation more specifically on when the desire comes to you as a desire from the soul, not the heart. The soul. You hear your source say to you, you've been wanting to move someplace, let's say, for a long time. It's just come up in you for whatever reason. You just have a desire. You want to move somewhere, but maybe you're not even sure where you want to move. And you start asking it. And it comes back to you and it tells you, move to Timbuktu. You know no one in Timbuktu. You have no resources to get to Timbuktu. All the apparent requirements in the physical world are missing or absent. They're not showing up in the physical world to make this transition to be in Timbuktu fulfilled. Or let's say you have a divine purpose and you're aware of your divine purpose, but you've been waiting for this to happen and that to happen and the other thing to happen, and they don't seem to be happening. But the source of you is telling you, do it, step out. Then all you have to do then at that point is to do just that. Take the first step. Same thing with going to Timbuktu. Going to Timbuktu, we would go back then and say, I surrender. I'm in Timbuktu. From today on, I'm in Timbuktu. Because if the source of you is saying it wants to be in Timbuktu, or it wants to fulfill this divine purpose through you, the very desire that is coming to you from the source of you already has the seed within itself to fulfill the desire in your physical world, which is to manifest it out to you in the physical world. We can say then it is God, the God of you, the source of you, the I am of you, the Christ of you, the whatever of you, that is saying to you then, the child of you, the personality of you. You are like the Christ, the personality, right? I want to experience this to you. This is my will. I want to get this done. I want to have this experience through you. And you say, I receive it. Game on. I believe I receive it. That's all you have to do. It really is all you have to do. I believe I receive it. That is it in a nutshell. There's really nothing else you have to do. There's nothing else you have to do. The only thing you might be required to do if your faith is not there is to affirm, I have it. I have it. This is mine. This is done. I'm in Timbuktu. I am in Timbuktu. I am in Timbuktu until you begin to consciously become convinced up here in the thoughts, in the mind, the logical reasoning mind, right? And the egoic self, that yes, in fact, this thing is true to me. I have it. So let's talk about the circumstances now. We might look at all the apparent things. Let's say a person wants to buy a house. You want a house. The desire is up on you and you want a house. And the credit is not there, or the finance is not there, or whatever those things are not there. Society teaches us and trains us then that we have to focus and laser in on the money. We're going to manifest the money. We get tunnel vision, right? To bring in the money to buy the house. We could do that. We absolutely could do that. But when you really understand manifesting, that manifesting is totally supernatural. It has nothing to do with the physical world. Nothing. The only thing that the physical world has to do with manifesting is that manifesting becomes the physical experience in the physical world. But to manifest something has nothing to do with the external world. You need to get that. People, in my experience, this is a disconnect, especially with people that I coach. This is a total disconnect, because when they don't understand that the very thing that they are desiring, they already have it. This is what deliberate or conscious manifesting is. It's for you to awaken and realize the very thing you're desiring, you already have it. You could not have desired it if you did not already have it. It is in you. It's inside of you. The kingdom is inside of you. The king and the kingdom is inside of you. If you desire to have it, you already possess it in the invisible world. Your physical awareness of having a desire to desire someone or something is simply the desire that already is existing in the what we call the quantum field, the invisible world, the spirit world. It already is. And the source is saying, I want to experience this specific thing specifically, uniquely through you. Then all you have to do is surrender by saying yes. And I receive it. I accept that it is mine. It is already mine. And because I have possession of it, that's what claiming it is. When you're affirming, that's what you're doing, taking possession of it. Because I have possession of it, it must come to pass in my physical world. It has no choice. Because you see, when you're living really in consciousness and you're truly in harmony with your true divine nature, your God presence, and you know that you are the I am of you. I am that I am. And if I say I am this or I have this, then I give my word no other option but to produce what I say I have. Then you know that you hold firm to your conviction of your very word that you are proclaiming, that you are affirming. Why affirming if you don't believe in your own self that your word got the power? Why? So if you're going to affirm it, you might as well go ahead and, make the investment in yourself. Love yourself enough to believe in it. That's self-love too, by the way. I got another video coming to you on self-love. But that's an aspect of self-love. I love me enough to know if I say it best not do anything else but perform, because I'll never allow it to do anything else but perform. So, when you understand that in the invisible world, or the quantum field, as we might call it. So here's what's going on. Maybe you need to understand. Hold on. Okay, so maybe we need to talk then about what it is that is going on in the invisible world that you're not seeing. Okay, so you see, we had a conversation back there several weeks ago, and I'm going to link it in the box and suggest you go back and listen to it, where we were talking about everything is within you. And in our conversation, we talked about the kingdom of God and its kingdom being within you. It is the you, it is the I amness of you. If God and its kingdom is within you, then all the infinite intelligence of the universe is within you. All the infinite power, resources, and supply of all existence is within you. And I got news for you. The universe itself is within you. It's not outside of you. Humanity, we perceive it outside of us in the collective mind, but it actually is within you. So that house, let's say the house that you're desiring, the means to it is within you. It is not external of you in the money. And the money itself is not external of you. The money is within you. Money is an aspect of abundance. It is not abundance. Abundance is a state of being. Abundance is a part of your true. And I talk about knowing who you truly are, your true self, identifying with self. Your birthright is abundance. You are abundant. You came to life abundance. Abundance is the energy that is the very source of your life, the breath you breathe. And if you can understand that and start going back to that, harmonizing with that you are the abundance. It's not the money. No. Where we know we are the abundance and that we can't never be without the abundance, the money has no other option but to show up, because money is a part of abundance. It's an aspect of abundance. Money vibrates on the same energy as abundance. So when we don't recognize that we are it, we are the abundance, we are the energy of abundance, we are the energy that produced the wealth, and we erroneously believe and accept that we're detached from the wealth, from the abundance, then the money must run from us. Don't you get it? Right? So back to the house. So when you have the desire for the house now, creation is completed. Everything is in the infinite intelligence within you. Let me tell you something. There are infinite versions of you that are existing in the quantum field in parallel realities right here, right now. That's why the exterior is always changing. That's why this is always the illusion. This is always the illusion. This is only reflecting who I am in this moment right here. If I change my conviction within myself, no, you change your conviction within yourself right here, right now. In the next minute, your external circumstances are going to have to change. You start seeing yourself and be totally convinced. Don't play no games. I'm talking about being totally convinced that you are the source of abundance. You are abundance, and money have to come to you. You don't care where it comes from. You don't care where it comes from because it serves you. You are the I amness of the money. You are the source of the money. The money must show up to you. When you become convinced of that, 24 hours, I'm telling you, 24 hours or less. It can come in an hour. But let's say 24 hours. The money will show up. But you have to go back and harmonize with who you are and have the conviction and know that indeed I am it. I am the abundance. I am it, you see. I am it. So back to the house. When we understand that there are these parallel realities going on, because we are infinite beings. We're not just these bodies, people, in this here life experience. We are infinite beings having a physical experience at this time. We came from eternities past. We're going to be in eternities to come. These are your spirit or soul, as you might want to call it, has been there. These are what some people call your guides. It's you. It's not separate from you. It is you. There is a version of you in the invisible field that already has the house. In other words, the God aspect of you, if you want to look at it like that. The God presence of you, who can only experience, who only sees things, not experience, but sees things perfect, complete, whole. Already sees the house provided for and is in the house. So when you can grasp that, when you will allow yourself to grasp that, and understand that the desire that you want, the house you want, it already is there. Stop worrying about the money and start understanding, this is my house, I have it. This is mine, I have it. I am the abundance that brings it forward. I am that I am. I am the owner of this house right here. I am the owner of the abundance, the source of the abundance that provides for this money. You don't care what source the money comes through to pay for the house, do you? Suppose the source of you want to give you the house for free, let some other body pay for it. Are you going to get hung up on that and talk about, I'm looking for the money? Lois don't care about stuff like that. Give me the house, okay? Do you really care about that? If the source of you want to say, well, you know, I have other ways and means I don't want to reveal to you at this moment, but I have means where I could just do things in the bank or in the financial institutions and just hand that house to you paid for in cash. Are you not going to take it? Of course you are. Okay. Of course you are. So, going to Timbuktu, same principles apply. If you desire to go to Timbuktu, there's a source of you here who is already in Timbuktu. Your job to get to Timbuktu is to decide what kind of lifestyle, who are you in Timbuktu? How are you living? What are you doing? How are you being? That's your job. And once you decide that and you see yourself there, then you hold steadfast. I'm in Timbuktu. I'm living this lifestyle. I have an abundance of money taking care of me in Timbuktu, right? I'm living free in Timbuktu. What do you know? Someone just offered me the most luxurious villa. I'm living in a villa in Timbuktu for free. No cost to me. And let the source of you bring it to pass. This, my friend, is what I mean when I talk about consciously, deliberately manifesting. I'm talking about manifesting from your divine self. I'm talking about bringing forth, that's what the manifesting is, bringing forth from the divine nature of your I amness. I'm talking about you going back and identifying with and being able to be really confident in who you are in your I amness, that you, honest to God, you are one. Jesus knew that. All them prophets and people who did all these things that we so look up to and put on these little pedestals up here, they understood all that. You need to understand all that too. And in your spiritual awakening, your spiritual awakening is awakening to this recognition, not just only this recognition of who you are, that you're a divine being, you're an eternal being, and yet you can accomplish absolutely anything you want. But it's also your opportunity to go back and redeem your life. When I say redeem your life, all those experiences you had in the past that were experiences that you wish you did not have. It's not to just dwell on them or try to analyze them, or like some say, work through the dark night of the soul, going back and beating yourself up and trying to fix the child within and fix all these other things and fix the situations. No, it's stepping out of, it's dying to that old aspect of the egoic self. It's truly dying to the nature of the old self, of how you perceived yourself, and stepping into the identity, the recognition of who you truly are in your divine being, owning it and living from that. It's literally stepping over the threshold. You don't have to go through and get hung up on working. How long are you going to be working through? When you know you're God, you know you don't have to work through anything. You say it is, it must be. The only work you have to do is to hold firm to your affirmation until it comes in harmony with what you have affirmed or decreed. That's your only work. That's your work. That's your work. So go back and redeem it. You lost a property in the past, call that booger back, because in the universe, in the source, there is no loss. I don't care what you think you might have lost or what might have been taken from your life. You want it back, go and claim it back. Take possession of it back. Redeem it back. And live the most amazing life beyond your wildest imagination. And then as you become good at doing this for yourself, at transforming your life to reflect the divine presence within you, bring forth the fruits, in other words. Don't just be awoke, have fruits to prove your awakening, to prove that your recognition and identification with the God presence within you, through whom all things truly are possible. There are no limits. So circumstances are irrelevant. They don't count. They don't count, right? And then when you start doing them for yourself, then start doing them for those that you love. And as you're doing them for those you love, you might even be moved upon by the source of you to move beyond that and start doing them for the world. Because let me tell you something, the collective of us, we have the power to come together in the power and identification of who we are. Our world right now is not looking that great. I don't care whose country you're in. Everybody going through something. And we are going to be coming into a time. Let me just give you a little warning on this. I'm not bringing you no bad messages. I'm giving you a warning. We are all fixing to come up on a time here in this here life as we know it right now, where people's minds are going to be just going around and around. People's heads are going to be spinning around on what in the world is happening. How could it happen? How it happened so suddenly? Well, let me tell you something. This is your wake-up call if you are an awakening. If you are living in the spirituality community, and you've been awoke, this is your wake-up call to awaken to the full recognition and do the work within you to harmonize and identify with your true divine nature and God self, and be in that state of being where you know how to consciously, deliberately manifest anything, any circumstance away or anything, because we're coming up on a time when you're going to need to know how to deliberately manifest to get things done that you're going to be needing to do. You ain't going to be able to do them in the physical world the way it has been being for a while, okay? Not to scare you, but just know that the world is a different place. If you've been asleep and you haven't been awake, it's time to wake up and recognize this. Okay, so that's this conversation for now. I'm going to bring some more conversations because I believe with all that, I see the Spirit showing me that, you know, where we're at and what is going on. Y'all need to really wake up and harmonize with yourself and know how to truly begin to manifest some things. Okay, deliberately, because we're going to need it. And if we come together, and I would like to be able to do some of that with this community right here, the WithinLiving community, to bring us together as a community of like-minded people. I'm actually working on something, and I'm going to be putting a poll out to you guys in another week or so to ask your opinion to see where the community is with it. But I really do believe we need to really come together in the collective, because the power of our positive energy can totally annihilate any negative forces. But we all have to be on board and in harmony as the one. Okay? So I trust you got something out of this. I know you did. My videos are always very potent and they're always layered. So go back, rewatch it several times, and ask your source before you do. Reveal to me some things I need to understand about conscious, deliberate manifesting here, and tie up some loose ends for me on this. And you be blessed by what comes forth to you from it. Okay, so until the next time, I'm going to say, remember, there's one consciousness, there's one source, there's just the one, we're one. There's just one. I'm in you. Can you imagine that? Isn't that wild? I am actually in you, in the spirit of you. I'm in the source of you. It's the same source in you that is the source in me. We're one. We just are the one. We're in the one consciousness. And that one consciousness is love. It is love. It is unconditional love. And I'm sending that love to you today. I'm telling you, take that love. Really absorb that love. Let that love transform you from within. Then you go share it, right? So till we meet again, peace. And bye-bye for now. We're one love.